What is up, dudes and dudettes? Welcome to episode number 14 of Casting for Two with your host, Christ. That is not who hosts the show. It's me, it's Chris. Silly Christ, but he is with me at all times and with everyone here. Welcome to the Religious Podcast. No, it's not. It's an entertainment podcast. Which, by the way, if you'd like to learn more about the podcast, as always, you can go to castingfor2.com. That's where everything's posted. Or you can follow me on Twitter, at castingfor2. Follow me, stalk me, whatever you want to do. I'm cool with it. Or you can email me at castingfor2@gmail.com. And it's not the number 2, it's TWO. But enough with that, okay? Today I'm here to talk about an awesome episode, which is this episode that you're listening to right now. I have a special guest, the very funny, she's a comedian, actress, very lovely, Tory Shulman. If you don't know who she is, she used to be on the REELZChannel, which is a channel all about movies. In fact, we talked to a majority of this podcast is movie talk, I'm not going to lie. And it was great talking with movies about her. We just talked about it. And then, of course, there's comedy talk and stuff like that. But it was great to talk to her. I'm definitely going to have her back on the show whenever she wants. So, but yeah, good talking with her. ToryShulman.com. She's coming out with some original content that you can go check out soon. And you know what? I'm done talking. I'm tired of talking. I always talk. So let's just start this episode. Let's do it. So sit back, relax, enjoy, whatever drink you're drinking. And let's start the show, all right? And Chris, cue the music, please. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm so embarrassed. You should see how dolled up I got.
Really? Oh,
so
no.
Stupid.
No.
No, but I'm really glad. I'm glad.
Okay. Well, are you going out?
No, I am going out with some friends afterwards, so I'm just going to pretend it's for that.
Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah.
So I'd feel so bad if you got all pretty on my account.
I think my fiance was appreciative, so it's good.
Oh, okay. Well, tell him you're welcome.
Yeah, I will.
But what's going on with you?
Not much. I planning a wedding. 24 days left.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of stressing out. I didn't stress until right now,
right.
And now I'm kind of stressed out, a lot.
How long have you been planning?
Since February.
Okay.
I don't know. I just feel like I don't know. Now I feel like it's the details that I fucked up.
Right. It's crunch time.
Yeah.
And now it's just is it the little details or the big details?
It's the little details it's also big details. We forgot a couple people on our invite list that were close friends. So that felt like shit. But then also it's like, do I need paper gold straws for the stirs in the drinks?
Uh-huh.
Do I need to buy 100 of those from Etsy right now?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. So I'm nervous.
Right. No, I have a couple of friends that are getting married, and they have, a little over a year.
Right.
And so I kept telling them, hey, how far along are you with the wedding plans? Oh, we got a year.
Yeah, you think, right, exactly. You think that, and then it sucks when it's coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And I make decisions really quickly. So I was like, let's not get married in a year. Let's do 6 months. Or whatever it is, 7 months. So that's why it's in October. Also, who doesn't like October?
Right.
God.
Right. It's, well, I don't know. I grew up in Oregon.
Oh, nice.
So October, November, those are my prime fall months.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, since there's a lot of green and
Oh,
trees
yeah.
there, so everything goes orange. It's awesome. So
And everything's like happy, and then there's Halloween, and everyone's just in a playful mood. I'm a big
Yeah.
fan.
Yeah, no. I was probably one of the biggest fans of the Reels channel when it was awesome.
Yeah, I know when it was cool, remember?
When they would play dailies every other hour.
Oh, man. It was good times, and then it just went downhill. You know?
Yeah, well, you know, that's what happens. But
Yeah.
But how did you get on that? Well, how did you get here?
I grew up in DC, and then I went to University of Michigan, which was like a really bad idea because it was terribly cold and extremely big, and I was used to like a liberal arts education with small classes calling teachers by their first names and shit. And so I went to New York thinking I could make it, and I did a lot of theater after college, and then I was like, oh, this isn't making me any money. And I always saw myself in TV for some reason because it's a much quicker medium. And I have a quicker wit, and I'm not as studied as some of these theatrical actors. Although I did study Uta Hagen and Stanislavski, I was more quick-witted than dramatic. So I went to LA, and I literally signed up for a Craigslist ad for REELZChannel because they wanted someone who had a funny movie faux pas, and that means like in continuity. Do you have a funny moment? So I always liked the part in Ghost. You know that movie with Demi Moore and
Of course, and
yeah,
Sway's
who doesn't
dog.
know Ghost, right? And so the part where they're like in the pottery and it's like they're about to make whoopee. You know that part? And they're covered in clay, and then it goes, and now my love. You know that part? And he like is touching her, and he's got no clay on his hands.
Oh, okay.
Right? So this is like a big faux pas. So I kind of did a funny joke on that. I got asked to audition for it. And in the audition, there was this like creepy guy in the back. And my super creepy. And my goal in every audition is to like, don't make the producers laugh. Don't make the directors laugh. Like, make the sound guy who's heard this audition 12 times laugh. You know what I mean? Like, make it so that guy's laughing.
Right.
So I was trying to make the creepy guy laugh because that was my goal. And he did laugh. And then I got a call and said they're putting up a show called Movie Up, and they're looking for hosts. And that was my first audition, and I booked it. So it was like a magical way of being because I had not really auditioned that much. And I wasn't, I guess, disappointed with the audition process yet. You know what I mean? I was like super excited and had great energy. And then I got it.
Right.
So that was fun.
And how long did that go on for?
So that was 2007, and I started hosting Movie Up, and then they gave me Movie Mob, which I like loved, which was my favorite. And then I did Saturday Scramble, and I was part of Dailies, and that went on to like 2009. And I just had the best time of my life. It was the best. And I met my fiance. He was my producer there. We were all like in our 20s with really good ideas, and they gave us a lot of power. So it was like a fun channel. And then they sort of took it away, and it became different, quote, air quotes.
Right.
So it had a really fun, young, cool vibe of people who like truly love movies.
Right.
And it became something of like, don't be a film snob, and you couldn't be a film snob. And I'm like, that's what film snobs like, other film snobs, you know? Like, I'd rather hear from someone with a cinematic interest than just like, this was a rad pop movie. So that went away, and I got a job at MSN.com doing Last Night on TV. And similarly, I would just recap reality shows that were on TV, and it was like my own voice again. I could produce it. It did the best MSN.com's ever had, the most profitable, the most watched. And then they shut that down. And ever since then, it's been like, oh, now this is what LA is like. You have to really audition a million times before you get anything. So I was really lucky in the beginning, and now I'm seeing what it's really like.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Yeah. The one thing that used to drive me crazy is I remember this one year, maybe it was 2007, when Iron Man, Thor, and some other Dark Knight was coming out.
Yeah.
And Dailies did this thing about Ask the Generation crowd or whatever, and they got a bunch of people, and I'm in that kind of generation.
Right.
Or I was at the time. And it would drive me so... I was getting so angry at the things they were saying because they didn't know anything.
Right. And why would you spend your time listening to someone who knows less than you?
Right.
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 Like, I'd rather hear some interesting ideas on Breaking Bad than someone that's like, it's just a cool show.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's neat.
It's awesome.
It's awesome. And I remember that they wouldn't let us use the word film.
Uh-huh. Oh, really?
Right. Okay, so this was the F word.
Mm-hmm.
And I always thought, I understood it as like they're trying to make a really broad audience.
Mm-hmm.
But it always cut to my core of what my theory was on what kind of film critics I'd like to listen to. Because if they don't call it film, it's like going to tell me to go see Pacific Rim, which I heard was actually really good.
Mm-hmm.
But, it's not going to tell me the indie movies I want to hear or the things I don't know about.
Right.
So that was a really big disappointment to me. That always pissed me off.
And I'm so mixed about movie reviews because on the one hand, I get movie reviews. I get people, are unsure about something and they don't want to spend the money. And on the other hand, movie reviews can really determine the way you watch a movie.
Yes.
So if somebody says it's crap, you're going in thinking it's crap.
Right.
So I do stay away from them, but I do keep how I've been able to enjoy movies is I go in with very low to no expectations for every movie.
That's really good.
Yeah, and so when somebody asks me, "Oh, did you see that?" I go, "Yeah." What'd you think of it? I enjoyed it.
You had a good time.
Yeah, it was a movie.
Yeah, and what I really like, I watch I look at the Rotten Tomatoes, just the percentage, because I'm not getting information. I'm just getting more than 50% of the people enjoyed this, and so I kind of know where I'm going to go. And I don't read anything. Like last night, I watched Now You See Me,
right? Yeah,
which was a terrible movie, and I loved it. It was ridiculous. But I absolutely loved it. So I'm glad I didn't read the reviews. I just saw it was 47%. Yeah, Wednesday night, some pizza, beer. Okay. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, definitely. Yeah, and sometimes my eye will catch some Rotten Tomatoes action, but I don't know. I just tend to just go in with an open mind.
That's really good. I just like the idea of a crowd-generated percentage because that's crowdsourcing, micro-lending, that's the new generation is we all have an input on what you see. Even in traffic, we're there's an accident here, Right. And I'm that's the way I'd like to see it before. But I do dislike hearing the details. I also the New York Times. I read cover to cover every day, and their movie reviews, man. Mm-hmm. I either don't understand if they liked them or didn't, or they're or they're just really old and stodgy. Uh-huh. So I tend to move on from there.
Yeah. No. If I were to do movie reviews right now, where I'm at in life, I would be one of those people who just never says whether I like it or not.
Right. Here's the middle.
It's
it's a movie.
It's a movie. Go see it. Here's who's in it.
Right. And people put a lot of work into it. Go see it.
Yeah. Go appreciate it. Go.
Yeah. Exactly.
So movies are, and I'm at the theater every weekend. So.
Oh, that's awesome. See, I'm doing a lot. I have a weird thing of I prefer seeing the movies at home, which is so lame because my fiance wants to go so bad. But for instance, Prisoners. Have you seen Prisoners?
Not yet.
Okay, so I've just heard on Facebook and gotten a vibe that it's really good, Usual Suspects type of twist. And I want to go so bad in the theater. So it's I randomly want to go to the theater, but when I do, it's for a movie that there's kind of a buzz behind. Right. And of course, I'll see it Gravity. I might want to see it in IMAX. I'm not sure yet. Mm-hmm. Are you going to see it in IMAX?
Probably, yeah. Tomorrow, it's Gravity and Runner. I might go see Prisoners. I don't.
Prisoners is this little hidden gem I've been hearing, and I love twist movies. Those are my favorite, so I want to go see it.
And it has a solid cast.
It has a solid cast, yeah.
So I just usually I hate going to the theater. I'm so weird now. I can't go to the theater to watch one movie.
Oh, if you're double.
It's either double or last week I did a hat trick.
Nice.
I went for Cloudy, Don John, and Rush.
Nice. How was Don John?
Don John, I enjoyed it. I
heard it was good.
Yeah, it's I wasn't expecting, like I said, I wasn't expecting much from it. The ending was, it was all right.
Yeah.
It wasn't your typical romantic comedy ending, but it was a pretty good movie. I'd recommend renting it.
Yeah, and also I'm behind Joseph Gordon-Levitt starting to direct and write. Like, good for this guy. I've watched him grow up. Good for this guy.
Yeah, no, he's definitely become
Little
mogul.
Yeah, little empire.
Yeah.
He's like a little Ben Affleck. He's gonna, he's getting up there. Although, what did you think when you heard about Ben Affleck in Batman?
In Batman, I remember the first thing when I found out, I texted my friend who's a huge Batman fan.
Right.
And I'm a huge superhero fan.
Right.
I like Batman. I have no problems with him. And he was like a little conflicted, and I said, okay, but we need to think about this because this is Affleck 2.0 now.
Right, exactly.
And so, if he wants to play Batman, there's a lot of talent behind the movie, so I'm assuming he'll do a good job. I can't judge him, though, because I haven't seen anything.
Right.
And everybody makes the point that Heath Ledger as Joker, nobody wanted him.
Right. Everyone went against him, too, yeah.
And then he ended up
amazing.
being, amazing, winning an Oscar, and yeah, so I'm all for it. I don't,
yeah.
I didn't mind Daredevil.
Right. Oh, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. I just thought I appreciate Affleck's directing so much lately that I'm like, you know what? Just on that, I'm going to go in. I'll be okay.
Yeah.
But I wish there was like an Affleck. Remember when he was in, obviously, Good Will Hunting. I just wish he kind of went back to a simple movie like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was just awesome, and that was my favorite of his acting wise. But obviously, Argo, The Town, like those are all great for directing. But I miss like the little movies that he would do. But Matt Damon was always a better actor, I always thought.
Yeah, I mean, Matt Damon definitely has more of the chops for sure.
Yes.
But but what other movie? I love talking movies with you.
Yeah, man.
This is great. What movies have you seen?
Well, I want to go see. Here's the thing: I want to see World War Z, and we're gonna rent it, obviously, because it's rentable. But I've heard only people I didn't hear details, but I heard they either loved it or they hated it. And I can't tell. I don't know. I love zombie movies. I love The Walking Dead, and I'm just worried. I just don't know what to think about it. It looks like very action packed and with great cinematography. Have you seen it?
I have seen it. Yes.
Did you like it?
The movie, had production problems.
Yeah, I know. It went on and on, right?
Yeah, so I obviously was just thinking, well, this might be a clusterfuck, but, we'll see. It wasn't bad.
Oh, good. Yeah, because I heard it right.
There are things that irked me a little bit. The fact that, zombies can climb up other zombies over, this giant wall, which is in the trailer.
Right.
When I saw that, I was like, well, that's kind of ridiculous.
And don't they move quite quickly, right? Whereas
yes.
That's really weird, too. Right.
Yeah. They do move quickly. But I think I don't know. I think it's less of a zombie movie and more of an infection movie.
Oh, yeah. I got that feeling, too. Right.
But, they just...
And I love those. I love those contagion types of movies. Those are so gross.
Yeah, exactly. And so... But the overwhelming, the number of the amount of infected zombies there are, it kind of gets to be a little bit like, oh, well.
Right.
That's kind of too much, but I get it. But, I mean, it's definitely worth the rental.
Yeah. So. It's overwhelming.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I really love This Is the End. Which, every, cool stoner does. But I just thought it was, I'm getting more and more into Danny McBride. Right. I just started watching Eastbound and Down, and his style is so freaking funny. I don't know. It felt very refreshing and very different than comedies that I've seen in the past. Right.
Yeah, Danny McBride it's so funny because he plays a really good asshole.
Yeah, I love the asshole part of him.
And then you see him in interviews and he's just super cool and
so nice.
Yeah, but he can channel his inner douchiness. So.
Right, and he comes up with the greatest. His kind of. I like how he looks like he's thinking of it on this. I'm sure a lot of it's improv. It just feels very fresh.
Right.
So I really like that. And then I saw, what other movies have you seen that you liked?
Phew.
Too many to know.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much every weekend. Let's see, one I really enjoyed.
Oh, you know what I liked? I
What?
liked Mud.
Mud? Okay, that's actually one, I think I got halfway through that.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
Sometimes I'll watch a movie like at 2 a.m. because
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't have anything else to do. And then it's like, oh crap, I have to pay attention, and then it doesn't work out.
And then it doesn't work out and it's gone.
No, it's like, have you seen Troll Hunter?
No.
A lot of because it's a foreign film, which I'm all for, but
Right.
there's a lot of reading, and
Yeah, there's subtitles the whole time, right?
exactly. And at 2
Right.
a.m, I'm just like, I don't want to do this, and then so I got halfway through, but I do need to finish it.
I don't want to read.
Yeah, I don't feel like
I will say yeah, I know what you mean about that. I'm looking forward to I loved Old Boy, the Japanese
Oh yeah,
film. I'm not looking forward to the Will Smith version at all.
or the Spike Lee version.
Yeah, but isn't Will Smith starring in it?
No, it's Josh Brolin. James
Ugh.
is it James
Why
or
did
Josh?
I think Smith, is he not producing part of it? Oh, I'm an asshole.
I
gotta
don't
figure this
think
out.
so.
Oh, well, that makes it so much better.
Oh, okay. Haha.
I love Josh Brolin, but that movie was like, I loved that and Kung Fu Hustle. I thought those blew my mind when those came out. But I thought Old Boy is going to be very interesting in an Americanized version because it's pretty stylized, man.
And it's a pretty effed up story.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
the octopus part or whatever when he eats it alive. Oh, I just gave away big.
Yeah. Spoilers.
Spoiler, she eats something. But man, that movie, and then it really messes with your brain when he's just held prisoner and he doesn't know why.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. No, I definitely I am open up to watching.
Yeah, now that I know it's not Will Smith, I'm like, this won't be corny. I love Will Smith, but not in, like the weird movies.
Right.
Like Will Smith to me is, I always learned in Michigan that there's movie stars and there's actors, and like Kevin Costner is a movie star. Like he's not going to play the bad guy,
Right.
But an actor, like Tom Hanks is going to play anything. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess he's more of a movie star. But Will Smith is like a movie star. I don't want to see him doing weird shit.
Right. You want to see him being Hancock.
Yeah, like kind of like jazzy and rugged yet vulnerable. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, definitely. I thought of a movie. One that I really liked was Trance.
Oh, I didn't see that.
With Danny, it's Danny Boyle. It's either hit or miss
I love
with him.
Danny, right? I know, I agree.
But I did really enjoy Trance, and it was just one of those random rentals that I ended up enjoying, and I'm a huge fan of James McAvoy. So
I've started to like him a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really like him in the beginning, but I think he's got better roles.
right, yeah.
Did you see The Call? I know this is the most random question, but with Halle Berry.
Oh yeah, I did see it.
Was that good? This is like a guilty pleasure, like parentheses conversation.
Oh yeah. That's it's a total.
Okay.
it's a total rental. It's not bad. It's
Okay.
like I get it. It's like a '90s suspense movie.
Yeah, it felt very 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And what do you think of The Gatsby?
The thing that annoyed me a little bit with Gatsby is I get it's a stylized movie, but I have a problem with special effects when they're so noticeable.
Yeah, they're very sort of, it's supposed to look almost fake.
Exactly,
Yeah,
and that's when I get a problem with it. So I mean that was the one thing that bugged me.
Yeah,
about the
I see.
movie.
I really like Baz Luhrmann, and I like his style, but I almost just wanted to watch like in half an hour of the party and then go home.
Right, yeah, I think
You know
the
what I mean?
parties were definitely pretty great, and I could have watched that too, but then I was just like,
Yeah. Yeah,
green
I was like, I
screen.
wanted a glass of champagne, and then I wanted to go home.
Yeah,
It was cool, but I'm good.
that's cool. But I also wanted to talk to you a little bit about comedy.
Yes,
You do the stand-ups.
I do stand up, which is scary as hell, but yes.
How did you get into stand-up?
I took a class actually called Pretty Funny Women out here, and it started like Chelsea Handler and Natasha Leggero and Chelsea Peretti, a lot of people, and I'm very good at it. Meaning, like when you like go to play soccer and your feet are like just really good at it, or you're going to make like a dog and you can draw it really, really well. I turned on when I went on stage. Mm-hmm. And so I've been doing it more and more. And, I'm like terrified right before. Uh-huh. And I take like 2 shots of Jameson and like drink a lot of beer and I like freak out. And then I lay on the ground, like trying to breathe. And then the second I'm out, I'm like, boom, ba, 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 boom. And then I'm back to being like kind of nervous afterwards. But it's very weird how much it connects with me. Mm-hmm. So, and I can read an audience really well. I can get an energy really well. I can tell if it's fading, if it's going up, if it's going down. So, and I'll tell you, out here in LA, if you're not doing stand-up as a female comedian, then you're in the back. You know what I mean? Because everybody else is, so you better be doing it too.
Right. Okay.
So, it's been really, really, really fun. I also do improv at UCB, which is Amy Poehler's. She started this improv group with other people, of course, but that one is scarier to me than stand-up, because stand-up I'm a lot more in control than an improv. Mm-hmm. But that's the scariest thing for me on stage is improv. But I'm like obsessed with it and want to get on a team really, really badly.
Well, I mean, with stand-up, it's just you.
Yeah.
And then with improv, you have to be on the same page with other individuals around you.
Right. And the worst is I can get on the same page. It's just sometimes some people can see like the game of the whole show. Mm-hmm. And I sometimes just try and be like funny in the scene and not get the game of the show.
Right.
And if you don't get the game, you sort of are failing at what you're trying to achieve.
Right.
So I get really frustrated with that because I like to just be goofy and have the easy laugh. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. If I did improv, I'd just run up and be like, "Got milk?"
Yeah, exactly. Like
random.
I'm on the moon. Like crazy shit. But it's taught me a lot of discipline, and it's taught me a lot of humility because a lot of chicks are better at it than me, and I get really competitive, which sucks.
When you're doing stand-up, do you have jokes written down, and then like since you are doing improv, do you kind of improv? Like how much of your stand-up show is written and improv?
So almost all of it is written, and then like pretend it's at Yogurtland or like an ice cream store.
Mm-hmm. I love Yogurtland.
Me too. Oh my god, twinsies. Okay, so it's like imagine you're getting your ice cream flavors, and I've planned all those out. So the jokes themselves I've written in an order, but then any filling or topping, like if I'm going strawberry or kiwi, that's a game time decision on the moment. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So if I hear a joke and I'm killing on this one joke, and it's got an 80s or 90s feel to it, I'm going to go and pull out more. I'm going to make that joke longer and pull out more improv of 80s, 90s sayings and keep it going. Mm-hmm. So that is something I do really well because I can feel the energy. If this is winning, if this is losing. So that it's great. But see, in improv, you have to get what's the subtext, and that is just incredibly difficult. Mm-hmm. And to make it funny is incredibly difficult. So, stand-up to me is like it's like 60-40. It's like I've written the order and then everything else is game time decision. Mm-hmm. And sometimes usually the one thing I do is I'll tell the joke exactly as it's written I write them all in the shower, which is so weird. And then I write them out, like word for word, I write the joke out. And then I memorize it. And then when I do it, I'll hear a joke. And for some reason, I'll come up with a great end line. So almost every show I have a different end line for the jokes. Mm-hmm. And I'll incorporate the end line probably in the next stand-up. So it's like I usually just improv the end of it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Because sometimes you're totally bombing and you're like, let's move on.
Yeah. And do you tell like stories, or are they just little quick jokes, and then boom, next joke?
I guess like I'm definitely more of the Kathy Griffin, which is like embarrassing to say, but not really because I like her. But I tell stuff of like one of my jokes. I talk about like watching Intervention, and because this really happened, and a woman was addicted to airplane-sized vodka bottles, like tiny vodka bottles.
Who
and I
wouldn't
realized,
be?
Right? And I was like, why wouldn't you just get like a bigger bottle? And this was all true. And I was like, she's not addicted to alcohol. She's addicted to feeling like a giant. Mm-hmm. And so then I go on this whole thing of her with the broccoli and their little trees, and this whole thing of her liking to be a giant with little objects. Mm-hmm. So it's very Ellen DeGeneres, which was sort of my muse for that. It's very much like, when you go in a bathroom, in the public bathroom, and the toilet paper's so thin, like it's like that stuff. Everybody can relate to it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's never like one-liners like Mitch Hedberg, who I'm obsessed with, but it's definitely more stories, but it's also like, imagine you're at a cocktail party and someone's telling a story like, isn't it weird how like vodka tastes weird or something? You know, it's like weird stories like that everyone's like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I like doing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know. There's something about the joke. Here's a joke. Okay, here's another one. It just kind of, I don't know. I just kind of lose interest.
I agree. And if you're not Mitch Hedberg, and may he rest in peace,
Mm-hmm.
it's not funny most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I really like, it's almost observational humor is basically what I do.
Oh, okay.
And Ellen does a stand-up called Here and Now. If you get the DVD, it is, I laugh through it so hard I pee every time. And it's right when she came out and she didn't get any work. This was her big comeback.
Oh, okay.
And it is all observational, all clean, just about commercials and TV and stuff. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. So I highly recommend that.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. No, I've been watching Chris D'Elia.
Uh-huh.
I just love his craziness.
Yeah, I like his energy.
Jim Gaffigan.
I love Gaffigan. Gaffigan tells you what you're thinking inside. I
Right.
always feel like that, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I've just been watching there's another guy, I can't think of it. But,
There's a guy named Bo Burnham.
Bo, yes, yeah.
Really, I'm watching him because he's going to be big, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got he's on Conan a lot, and he's got some very out of the box ideas, which I
Right.
love. I like when they're just super weird.
He has some pretty good payoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That you weren't expecting.
Yeah, no, I enjoy him. I can't think of who else I enjoy.
Have you been watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine, the Andy Samberg show?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you like? I like it.
You know, I enjoy it. I mean, I know I like the team behind it. I'm a huge
Right.
fan of Phil Lord and Chris Miller. A huge
Yeah.
fan of Clone High, and so yeah, I watch it. I remember it was like last week. It was Shield was premiering,
Yeah.
and 30 minutes into it, I mean, it was an okay show.
Yeah.
The only reason I was watching it is because it did have attractive ladies on it. And then once, that 8:30 hit, I go, oh, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, let's do this.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine's on. I know.
So,
I just really, I find it it just hits me funny. I really like it.
I feel like it's going to have kind of like a community start.
Oh,
where
yeah.
It just
It's gonna
starts off
be-
slow.
It's a cult following, and then
Right.
it gets big. Totally.
So, yeah, no, I'm really enjoying that movie.
Okay, good.
That
And then
show.
I've been watching Modern Family, and I watched the Michael J. Fox show. I didn't enjoy it.
No.
No.
I tried to watch it, but
tried.
it was in standard definition, and I said, I'm not watching this.
Yeah, no, hell no. Hell no.
Where's my HD?
Where's my HD?
Yeah, no, TV is a different beast for me, just because for certain shows like Breaking Bad, I do have to watch that every week to avoid
Right.
spoilers.
Right.
Other than that, I mean, if there was no internet, I would probably watch that when it came out on DVD.
You want to see, so you're more of a binger.
Yes, because I just want to boom, 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 and then I'm done.
Yeah. That's why I liked House of Cards so much. Because it was just boom, 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 all of it at once. That's how TV's going to be. That's Arrested Development. That's how it's going to be.
Right, yeah, no, definitely. The only one I've really seen was Arrested Development. Because I'm not a fan of streaming movies. Mm-hmm. I prefer, I'm the old guy who uses the discs.
Oh, I like that. Old school.
Yeah, and my buddy was bragging about how many movies he had, and I go, oh yeah, I have a lot of movies too, but they're all on Blu-ray. Oh, well, mine are on hard drive. And I go, yeah, but discs are a bit more impressive to me.
That's true.
I mean, they do take up more space, but
That's true.
I'd
No,
rather.
yeah.
It's like the same with a book. You'd rather
Yes.
see a wall of books versus a Kindle.
The Kindle drives me crazy, and I can read. I read like 3 books probably a week. I'm an insane reader, and I can't get into a Kindle book.
Really?
No, because I gotta feel the book, man.
You
That
feel
sounds
it,
super
and,
hippie.
No, and then it has, every book kind of has that particular smell to it as
Oh
well.
yeah, the old book smells my favorite.
But yeah, so the one show I do watch, I'm a huge Parks and Rec fan.
Oh yeah.
So I'm watching that. Do you watch The Office at all?
Yeah, I watched The Office, and I really like Spader in The Office. I loved watching that. I'm kind of think it went a little too long, but who am I to say? It was still really funny in the end.
Right. Yeah, it was weird because, once they announced it was their last season, I felt like it got funnier.
Yeah, right. They had an ending in sight almost.
Yeah, and then the finale was just awesome. And
right. I like the finale a lot.
I did bust some tears.
No, who didn't?
I was bawling when Michael Scott came back.
Oh, and didn't he say like one line? Didn't he say that's what she said? It was like one line, man.
I think so, yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah.
He was the heart of the show, though. That's why it sucked when he left. He was just, yeah.
Right, yeah. So, I mean, it was sad, but I was still very happy.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, TV, I enjoy Mad Men a lot.
Me too.
But I do have to wait until it comes out on Blu-ray just because I have to keep watching. Although I'll see, a trailer for, this last season. And what's that guy? Vince?
Yeah.
I had no idea he was going bald. Or bald.
I know. I was surprised by that too, actually. I was also surprised. My friend in acting class was one of the secretaries. And she had a really nice big role. And I was like, man, I'm so jealous. Dude, that's such a big get. It's such a gig to get. You know what I mean? So that's awesome.
No, definitely. What are you watching?
I really like a lot of murder mysteries. I don't know why, like Dateline shit. It's very strange. But I really like Project Runway. Like I'm a Bravo reality. It's not a lot. I just like Top Chef, stuff like that. Like I love Tom Colicchio, and I like cooking shows and Project Runway. And then I really like Long Island Medium.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that show.
Yeah, it's very believable. She does a nice job. Yeah. And then Dog Whisperer, of course.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, every day.
My parents love that show.
God, I can't get enough of it.
Yeah, no. The show that I'm addicted to is Bar Rescue.
What's that one?
It's basically like Kitchen Nightmare. But,
I love Kitchen Nightmares.
But it's in a bar. It's all bars. And so you have this guy, John Taffert, who goes, city to city repairing bars. But the thing is that he knows his shit. Like, he's very knowledgeable. And so he'll bring in 3 other people to help out with making drinks, food, DJing, stuff like that. It's on Spike. It's worth checking out.
Bar Rescue?
Yeah, Bar Rescue.
Okay, that sounds good. I love bars.
There's a marathon every Sunday, and I will just sit there and watch it, even if I've already seen them.
Oh, I like that. Okay, good.
So yeah, and it's just funny because you can tell why the bars aren't doing well.
Right. Like in Kitchen Nightmares, you're like, well, your bathroom is disgusting.
Right,
it's really gross.
Yeah, and part of it is too. It's just mismanagement.
Right.
People who don't know what they're doing.
No.
So, and there was one episode where he did try to fix a comedy club.
Oh,
and the manager, he was like, "Well, what are you here for? Bar or comedy?" And he's like, "I'm just here for comedy. I'm just here so I can perform."
That sucks.
Yeah, and so I think he turned it around, but who knows?
You got to make do on those. I love good dive bars though if they're well managed. Best.
Yeah, no, I've established drinking with bars so that if I'm like I love going to bars, I love drinking at bars. I can't really drink at home. It feels weird to me.
Yeah, it feels a little. You know what though I like doing is shots out here in LA are. So, I'm a shot and a beer type of chick. They're so bloody expensive. So I'll instead of drinking like a lot of beers, I'll have a shot of Jameson before I leave, and I'm like, I'm ready. And then I can just have a couple beers and I'm good to go.
Right, yeah.
But things out here are just, it's like crazy. It's so stupid. And I don't wait in line at any place ever. If there's a line, I'm out.
Right, yeah.
Screw you. Whatever.
Yeah, I'm definitely I'm not a beer fan. All beer tastes the same to me for some reason.
I know what you mean.
It's like, ooh, do you want light or dark? I don't know.
I don't care.
Pour both of them. I don't care.
It's like it just makes me bloated a little bit. That's all it ever does.
Right. Yeah. But I love like shots. $30 worth of shots, and I'm done. Yeah,
Done.
I'm good. I feel good.
And and you're done faster. You know, I like that.
And then I'm free to just
Right.
goof off. And,
That's right.
But did you have anything else you wanted to talk about?
I'm looking forward to Captain Phillips in the movies with Tom Hanks. Have you seen the preview?
I saw I actually sent my parents to a opening to watch it.
Whoa.
And they really enjoyed it. Yeah.
I mean, he looks like unbelievable in that. Ugh, I cannot wait. And Gravity, obviously, I can't wait for.
Yeah, Gravity. I'm to the point where I'm done watching trailers. I just want to see it. I'm just tired of this.
I'm like, there goes Sandra again.
Yeah, and it's always the same. She's spitting out in space, but I'm like,
always. And you're like, don't. Oh no.
Oh no, she's running out of air.
She's gonna die.
Who's gonna take care of that black kid?
My fiance put John Mayer's Gravity, the song, to the trailer. Gravity.
Oh wow, nice.
It was really, really fun. It was really funny.
Nice.
It was quite funny, yeah. No, but I'd love to hear your opinion on Gravity when you see it. Let's check up on each other.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right on.
Yeah, no, it was really great to talk to you.
Oh, it was so much fun. I'd love to chat again. Whenever you want to do this, just let me know.
Oh, will do. Is this your first time doing a podcast?
I've done one before, but you know me, I'm a talker, so I freaking love it.
And it's great because when people are talkers, it means I don't have to talk as much.
You can just sit back and have a shot.
Yeah, exactly. Because,
Right.
one of the things people complain about is like, oh, I'm talking too much. I'm like, no, it's great. You're telling a story.
Yeah, we're here to listen to you. That's right.
Right. So keep talking.
Keep talking, man.
Talk more. I could leave and come back if you want. Just keep going.
You just go, yeah.
It's great talking with you. And have fun planning your wedding and partying tonight.
I hope so. Let's see.
All right.
Take care, man.
All right. Bye-bye.